This is it. Well, I was about to start the podcast episode. This is not a podcast episode.
What episode is this?
This is episode top 4 of the Delta Flight Club Qualifier. You know what? We're rolling with it. My name's Dio Morales. Thanks for joining us today. And I'm going to go ahead and open this Choose Your Champion poll here in a second. But first, let me introduce you to my co-host.
Hello there. It's William Hegwood.
All right, Will. This has been a great weekend. Lots of play here. We got Jan versus Chris. Looking forward to seeing how things shake up. Go ahead, break down those lists while I open up that Choose Your Champion poll.
All right. On our left, we have cornerback himself playing Scum and Villainy. We have... let me get my screen right so I can read off the cards here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 Cartel Spacers, all with Auto Blaster cannons. A Sunny Bounder M3A, also with Auto Blaster. And Torkel Mux with Zam Wessel Crew and the Moldy Crow title. So, those Auto Blaster cannons, they normally have a 2-dice attack, range 1 to 2 in arc, in front arc. But if the defender is in the bullseye, they get to roll an additional die. Plus, if you are not in the defender's front arc, evade results do not cancel crit results. So a good way to get a 4-dice attack on these Cartel Spacers, or a 2-dice attack in the bullseye range, or 3-dice attack at range 2 in the bullseye. And a great way if aces turn their back against them as well. Gives them another outlet to do some damage. Sunny Bounder, of course, has his ability while you defend or perform an attack. And you roll or re-roll your dice. If you have the same result on each of your dice, you may add a magic result. So Sunny Bounder rolls 2 crits on his Auto Blaster, gets to add the 3rd crit. Absolutely for free there. Torkel Mux can choose a ship in his firing arc, which he does have 2 of because of the Moldy Crow. Front arc, 3 attack dice, and 2 dice mobile arc. He's going to choose a ship at the start of the engagement phase in his arc, and that ship will become Initiative 0. Zam Wessel Crew normally starts without charges. No charges. Zam, we'll give him a little friendly reminder. It never, when charges load up, they always load up full. So we've come to just understand that will happen. You got to manually do it. Anyways, has 2 condition cards that we'll be talking about the entire game. Yeah, don't just do it for him. One's You Better Mean Business, and what's the other one?
You Can Thank Me.
You Can Thank Me, that's right. Allowing for Zam to get those charges back and then eventually spend those charges to make bonus attacks. Very, very cool there. Torkel Mux, while the Zam has been a highly popular card. I really like on Torkel Mux because not only can he make you 0 to shoot his original attack at Initiative 2, if you do kill him, he can make that Zam bonus attack and still do the double shot, even if you end up killing him there. So very, very cool synergy there. Been informed that Sunny is a female, uses female pronouns, so I apologize about that. Anyways, we're going to move on to the other side of the table to Chris Fraser, flying the Rebel Alliance. Saw this earlier in our games. Was just absolutely devastating to some Jedis. That's Wedge Antilles with proton torpedoes and a pair of Rogue Squadron escorts with fire control system, proton torpedoes, and
Mhm.
R4 astromech. So it can get Wedge. When he shoots, he reduces the agility of the target. Those proton torpedoes going to give him a 4 dice long range attack that can reduce deny the range bonus as well. So some big hits from even long range. These Rogue Squadron E-Wings will be using the shipability experimental scanners. As we saw here already, have picked up locks on the Torkel Mux, of course.
Yeah,
Right?
that's the biggest threat
Uh,
out there for sure.
of course, it's Torkel Mux. So they have their locks out there for those proton torpedoes. Fire control system to reroll their a single die without spending their lock. And the R4 Astromech actually, while we've seen like R3 Astromech, I think used when Tommy did it earlier
Hmm.
to get 2 locks. The R3's locks. R4 is what changed his dials, and it's actually a significant change on these E-wings.
Yeah, those one hearts becoming blue.
Exactly. Or
Crazy.
no, they were red.
Oh, sorry, they were red.
The
Becoming white. Excuse me. Becoming white. You
Yep.
also end up making the 2 turns blue. I mean, it becomes a different ship, right? It moves a lot differently. You have a lot different options. Yeah, one of the things I want to talk about here is just the approach by both players. They both start in the corner, and we're getting a little bit of loop-de-loop here. The delayed engagement for both sets of players here. Who do you think has the advantage in a later game or mid-game engagement if they choose to continue to circle?
I mean, I like how you said mid or late because obviously the Rebels have the early engagement bonuses here with the long range target locks. I think that it's still going to be the Rebel players here gonna favor the engagement. Unless now I do see that the Scum has been maneuvering here, taking the long way to get into this big open area right in front of the Rebel deployment zone. And I think that's actually where his engagements are going to excel because of the tight turns of the M3As. They really just like a big area where they want to hard one and then hard one and really be able to keep all shots on the same targets. I just don't see that these E-Wings are going to fall into that trap, though.
Yeah, and you can see Chris, I want to make sure he says his last name right at least one time on stream. Fraser, right? For Fraser. He decided to cut in here between the rocks, not going all the way around. He still has options to not pursue. He can end up going back to the left-hand side. But those E-Wings do have a lot of maneuverability. I'm curious just to see, where he prioritizes his opportunity to get a shot, because you want to make sure you get those proton torpedoes off on those Rogue Squadron escorts. That's why you bring them. This is clearly a Rebel Alpha Strike list. All 3 of them have proton torpedoes, and of course we're prioritizing getting Torkel Mux off the board, as that is the ship that forces your opponent to become Initiative 0 or engage at Initiative 0. So you have the opportunity to PS kill them. You're just like, you're dead. You're gone. You don't get to shoot now. Goodbye. So watch out for that.
You may absolutely devastating when you become Initiative 0 and then have 4 or 5 up to 6 ships all taking shots on you at once. I'm interested to see if the M3As are willing to risk a little K-turn here and maybe head back down the lane before cutting in.
I don't know. The problem is that the Hawk can't K-turn, so
yeah, but Hawk can circle around.
Well, it depends on how important his formation is to him. You know what I mean? It can
I don't know,
still.
not really. I mean, we'll see. I think I fly Hawks a bit different than other people. I don't really.
You're
I don't
crazy,
like.
man. You don't like
No,
keeping them pinned
I'm
in.
the opposite of crazy. Is that most people dive in for those multi crow shots, and I'm trying to stay range 3 side arc with my Torkoals, not trying to engage just in the fight enough to be utilizing that ability. But this Torkoal, though, no. This Torkoal's trying to get double modified attacks on both. Wait, what was I going to say? He's getting multiple mods for both of his attacks each round. That's what I meant to say. We do see K turns. Okay.
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
It was the way he went around that rock. He didn't try to line up like a hard turn around that rock.
mm-hmm.
So, K turns it is. I mean, Torko's got a boost, right? I think the Hawks got one of the best action bars as well. I'm gonna have to pull it up because it's a big list. Focus to red rotate, target lock to red rotate, red boost, white rotate, and red jam.
I like it. So he has the maneuverability here to bring the Hawk around that rock. He also got that boost on the Hawk now, which is nice.
Okay, so it looks like we're kind of widening it out with the Rebels here. Red is taking an aggressive plan here. It would have looked a lot less aggressive had the M3As not K-turned. But just kind of spreading out. Trying to make sure that they all three of these Rebel ships engage. Yellow's got a pretty good lane. Can't go completely straight through it, but a little maneuver and a boost. There
we go. So we can actually see where that arc is pointed.
Oh yeah. I love. I originally when I saw it, I was like, "Ew! Why would you want something floating off the edge of your ship?" Don't like it, but I've come to really enjoy it.
We're going to be in person. And we're like, "Where's that little arrow? I need it."
Little arrow.
When you play against a Decimator or a Ghost, you'll be wanting those.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's so funny to see the Ghost have just like this little tiny itty bitty little arc indicator on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it looked nice. Big shout out to all of the Tabletop Simulator United X-Wing mod developers. Where would we be without you?
On Vassal.
Yeah, I was gonna say playing 2-dimensional X-Wing. No, thank you.
I mean that's the reality. They're awesome.
We give Vassal a hard time, but it has the backbone of online X-Wing play for many years.
Yep. I mean, I honestly think, historically, just kind of like the way things went is Vassal similar, like, from my understanding, talking to players, is when it first came up, there was the same kind of there was resistance to it, right? There was like, wait, why would we want to play this game online? This is weird, right? So it started the acceptance of valuing online X-Wing. And now there's still definitely people, go look in our YouTube comments, that will constantly say like, oh, this isn't real X-Wing. I prefer models like I have a phrase usually when somebody says something so obvious that I can't say on the show. But like, yeah, of course. We all prefer models. Of course. That's why it was one of the reasons we like the game. I would love to play in person right now, but we can't. But that for me, that doesn't discount the fact that this is real to me. This is real X-Wing in the sense of this is competitive play. These are players that are making choices on the board using the strategy and the mechanics of the game that we know and love. Just because it's not physical models doesn't mean that it's not real X-Wing. It's just not physical X-Wing. That's the difference.
Yeah, what is real? Think about that for a bit.
Whoa.
All right, looks like we had a little bit of the formation break here. Green Spacer 3 had to bank out of the way to not mess with Torkoal, who just stopped hanging out. No, should Red take an action there?
All right.
Yeah, not to take an action. Oh, he moved the lock.
Yep.
He was quick draw on that lock. Assessed that Torkoal was out of range, so just trying to lock over.
Trying to squeak in that these proton torpedoes. We'll see if he gets them.
Mm-hmm. No, I think this is a great engagement. I think he might have just snuck 2-on-1 there.
All righty, we got the barrel roll here. And as we see, Torkoal's out. But one of the things that that Jan is forcing these E-Wings to take a single modded torp shot into this M3A rather than a double modded that would have gone into Torkoal Mux on a much higher value target.
I like this. I don't like that. One hit. Spins the lock.
Ended up with 3. One will get turned into a crit. So man, if this M3A can come out unscathed or only with a shield, that is money in the bank. Trade one of those proton torpedo charges for a single shield all day.
Yeah, was able to keep the focus here for the second attack as well.
Hit, crit. Here's the reroll. All right, got a full string there.
Yep, fire control system, so I was able to keep the lock.
Oh, okay. Well, he's able to clear a ship, but I mean, okay. I'm glad. I'm sure that Chris is glad that he got a ship off the board, but the value that you traded there is debatable. I don't know. I'm still a little sus on it.
Ship for nothing, or ship for some charges. Yeah, no big deal.
He's got a lot of ships here. Now I want to respond to a couple people here in the chat. So Commander Labs says, I don't really like online gaming as well, but it's the only option right now. I think people hating on TTS are just afraid that we will still only be playing online once physical is an option. I mean, I think that's an the reality is that if we don't play in person, if we just decide, all right, we're never gonna buy a model again, we only play online, the game dies. So anybody with that mindset, I think would be if your idea is that you'll never play in person again because you're like, oh, I have TTS, I don't have to. I think that's impractical. All right, I think that's impractical. But yeah, I don't think that fear should really exist. I mean, here's like my thought, assuming that, once things become safe and all that, like in 2019, I literally traveled around the entire planet to record people playing with little plastic spaceships. In-person play will come back. And I'm telling you right now, World Tour 2022, all right, the return of the something, all right, we got some cool line, we'll call it, but like World Tour 2022 will be happening. All right, assuming that everything is safe, we're gonna be getting down, be meeting you guys again all around the world. Let's make it happen. The Revival Tour, who's ready? All righty.
Yeah, so we got the swarm moving in here. Looks like green was positioned for some blocks there. The 5 straight. So just trying to set up some sort of kill box here. I think Wedge has a really good angle to 3-bank target lock, though. Ooh, look at that speed.
Zoomy coming in for some range 1 action.
5 straight keeps stress. Okay. I think trying to skip over the ships, but That's bad too. Okay.
2 bank, that's a blue maneuver, so gets rid of the stress on the red E-wing.
Red wasn't stressed. Yellow was. That's why yellow's sitting there with the
Never
stress.
mind.
That might have been a miscalculation, but
I thought
maybe a deeper plan. Saw something that the Swarm could do that would punish him for it.
All right, boosting to the
looks like-
left, gets out of the arc of the green one at least.
Was able to acquire the lock back onto Torkel there after spending it in the initial volley.
Wedge has some options here. Target lock.
Yep. Torkel in range.
He didn't open foils.
I mean,
He's got
a
proton
torp.
torpedoes. It's fine.
Oh, my bad.
He's fine. Worry about it later.
And here it comes. Proton torpedo 4 on, what did that be? 4 on 1.
Yep, takes away the range bonus and one of their original agility.
All right, got the average expected. Got 2. Looking for a couple more. Got over. Was able to convert the whole thing full string. And all of them stick. We got Torkel down to 1 hull, and we got a couple of crits coming in. If there's just double in here, it's dead. We got a hull breach. What's the second one? What's in the box? We got a stunned pilot. Stunned pilot. Obstacles bad.
I assume, yeah, yellow got torkled and red doesn't have a shot, so.
It's clear to me that Wedge did not need foils after all.
No. Turns out.
All righty. Well, if the yellow E-wing can
lock.
Yeah, sets up the Zam lock. If the yellow E-wing can survive, you got a chance to clear Torkel off the board. But he does have 3 auto blaster shots. 2 of them look to be in bullseye, coming at that yellow E-wing, and Torkel gets to punch him in the face as well. Let's see if those 6 health can hold out.
Oh man, and that's a Sunny Bounder range 1 auto blaster. That could be a 5 dice attack. 5 uncancelable crits. We can only dream.
Here we go, Torkel. Oh, looking angry. Spend the focus. I can do 4 hits too.
I'm the proton torpedo.
Yep. And that's 2 of them, 3 of them sticking. Rip the shields off.
Man, really? I think he's going to lose this yellow E-wing here. I'm not sure how he can't.
That is in the bullseye, confirmed.
Look at all those pink lines. Bullseyes everywhere.
And there's an uncancelable crit. All 3, he's just dead. Just get him out the board.
Wow, does that mean Sonny might have a range 2 on the other Rogue Squadron then?
Yeah, in bullseye too, possibly. If
that might be range 3, but we'll see.
Well, they'll reach at least with some primaries.
Wow. The yellow taking off quick there.
One hit. No locks out there. We'll get the response. Be 4 dice at range 3. Got the 1. Looking at Sunny next. It is a range 3 in the bullseye, but that auto blaster is only range 1 to 2.
I mean, that's okay, right? The round more or less had been won with Torkel staying on the board and yellow being taken off.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just need Torkel to stay alive.
One more turn.
Just long enough to get his ability off, and then have everybody kill who's ever going to kill Torkel, right?
Yep.
Like, realistically, he could Torkel Wedge, and they just take Wedge off the board. The E-wing did stress itself, and I'm not really sure where it's going to go. Has a hard 2 towards Torkel. But I feel like you're just going into the block then. Like Torko's just one banking towards wedge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that Initiative 0 E-Wing never got to do its work. Man, that Torko Muck's ability is nasty. It's so good.
I don't know. I don't understand the thinking. Maybe he forgot he was stressed. I would be interested to know the thought process behind that dial maneuver. Unless he didn't set the dial. Like that might have been the maneuver he did the round before.
I don't know. There's no way to confirm that.
It's baffling, is what it is. Not the maneuver I would have expected, but hey, sometimes the unexpected mover's the one that catches your opponent off guard.
Stream nerves. Oh, stop citing stream nerves, everybody.
No.
Every time somebody makes a mistake in X-Wing, they messed up. It's okay. We're human. It happens.
Yeah, you're in the top 4 of a good-sized tournament. Like, you should know. We trust you to know what you're doing, right? Like, I don't think you could accidentally fall into this position.
Ion, if it's okay, I'm going to blame that foil call on wedge. I'm going to blame that on stream nerves. Okay. Just, all right. Is that all right?
That's right. That's right. And here's honestly, like, I understand, like, stage fright is a real thing. I get it. 100%. As a music teacher, okay? I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's important that we don't necessarily give people the out of just stream nerves, because there was a thought process in the decision making. Now, could the thought process have been affected possibly by being nervous? Yes, but we still need to assess the thought process. There was if there is a mistake, there is a breakdown of an issue in there, and you assess that, you identify it, you assess it, you figure out how to correct it, and you get stronger from it next time. I think if you stop at stream nerves, that you are taking away an opportunity for growth. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So yeah, and I will also admit that I'm like desensitized to the camera. Like it does not bother me anymore. So yeah, that's where we're going. Stop being sensible, Dion. Oh, I love you guys. Oh man, you should hear. Oh, you guys should hear me in teacher meetings when I am having educational debates with my colleagues. It is great. It is great. Master's degree stuff has been delightful.
I was gonna ask about that. I haven't heard you talk about it in a while.
Well, it's mostly a summer program. The work that I'm doing now is like small, very very slow work on my project, which is unfortunately going a little bit slower than I'd like to. But it'll get done. I graduate at the end of next summer. Streaming live on Twitch. I'll carry it on my phone. Ah, he got the dials backwards. He just told us in the chat here. Remember, Will, you were asking that the dials looked a little weird. We dialed one. That happens even in person, guys. I've done that in a not streamed game before.
And I didn't change the colors, so
Jonah's
no
like,
excuses.
I'm out. Yeah, that happens. That happens, especially when you have duels of the same ship. You guys have seen me make that mistake before. I'm like, oh well, I was thinking about one move while messing with the other one, and it happens. the same part of the brain when you misspeak. It's that same error.
I mean, I think we've all been there where it's like, you've got one plan set on your dials, and you're like, wait, that won't work. And you go back and change all but one dial. All right, so we got the M3As turning in here. Trying to widen those arcs for Wedge. That was a boost straight. Didn't block the E-Wing. All right. Might be trying to go for the block on Wedge. To guarantee that Torkoal survives the round.
Yep. I mean, that's a strong move. You say, hey, if you can't even shoot we're gonna strong 1 forward to victory. I am Wedge. I know one
I am
move.
Wedge. I am the Wedge.
Here we go.
That was the Torkoal. Yep.
Yeah.
Now Torkoal picked up that lock last round from Zam.
That's right.
Beautiful action efficiency there.
And hit, crit, looking at the rogue leader here. And that's going to be digging in a couple there. Oh, sorry. This is the E-Wing firing first. My bad.
Mm-hmm. E-Wings first.
Yep. So what was the crit? It was a direct hit into the red cartel spacer. Now we're shooting Wedge in the face. Sorry, out of order.
Yeah.
4 dice, has a lock and a focus, got the 2 expected. And that's 3 sticking there. That's going to be half points. We'll see if the cartels can put them away. And this is, right now, this is completely being allowed by the Torkoal Mux ability. It is absolutely excellent. These lower initiative ships, it synergizes well with the swarm.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and we've seen how effective these little auto blaster M3As can be over the last couple seasons once they get reduced down in price. That's a couple crits.
Yeah, they're sticking. What are we getting here, Wedge? We got a damage sensor array and a console fire.
You must have already spent that focus. Yeah, he spent it last round. And he rolled 2 eyes last round.
Yep.
Or last shot, rather.
What's funny is that the Torkoal ability is kind of making that console fire matter for Wedge when it normally wouldn't.
Yep.
Oh, that's true.
4 dice coming in.
So that console fire hit though, right?
I don't think he's rolled it yet.
And there we go. Torkoal Mux taking off the board, but the console fire did hit.
Mm-hmm. He just didn't put the card out.
Yep. Well, he also didn't. He didn't spawn the arc for Wedge. That was the other part that didn't show up in the chat.
Okay. I mean, I'm still not cutting out the Rogue Squadron escort. I still got a proton torpedo. Still is moving after these cartel spacers, but 12 damage to do against a 3 agility ship. It's gonna be tough.
It definitely is going to be tough, but there is a win condition here. He has the higher initiative. He can reposition. He's got time. I think that's his biggest asset right now. He's got
true.
time. He's got 40 minutes. He kills one of these spacers. If he takes Sonny out, you know, he's within striking distance, right? He becomes within striking distance. You take away 2, you're back in the ball game. You're right there. We'll see what we end up getting. A couple people asking about Council Fire. Yes, it is confirmed. You roll for Council Fire, and regardless of the result, even if it kills you, you still get to attack because the way removal of ships happens. It's the removal at the end of the initiative step. So to keep that consistent, Council Fire triggers at that initiative 0. Okay, and then everything else that needs to happen at the initiative 0 happens, including any engagements that might need to be needed. Everything initiative 0 done? Yeah? Okay, cool. Kill any dead ships, remove them from the board, and then we move on to the next initiative. It just continues to cycle down there for everyone. We need to remove Torkel from the overlay as well, so we have that accurate count. There it is.
Stream nerves again.
Stream
Man.
nerves, Jonah. Come on.
Like,
All right, so 133 to 100. So, yeah, I mean, he takes out one of these. He's within striking distance. All right, going to be taking some shots. And you can see Chris seems to want to take the long way around. Set up some target locks and make a run. One hit. Lean on that 3 in agility and got it.
Yep, I think the Auto Blast is going to be the biggest tool here to essentially keep the Rogue Squadron escort honest.
Yep.
Every time you turn the back and hide behind a rock or something, they can still put some meaningful damage through.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and flip it from Jan's perspective here. He has these 4 ships available. The red cartel spacer only has 1 hull left, right? So you're going to have to manage that. But at the same time, I want to see how he's going to corral the E-Wing, because you want to keep the pressure on, even as you're turning around, and you want to start threatening with the bullseye, because like you said, if that E-Wing gives up the flank, you become a significantly bigger threat if you're throwing in those natural crits. So we'll see where he ends up landing, and I think it's going to take. There's a couple of obvious moves when you start to try to engage. There's going to be a turn that Chris is going to need to pull out something cheeky or lucky to buy himself a turn to gain an upper hand in the positioning. Because right now he's in the corner, and you don't want to be there. All right, so that yellow cartel spacer debating the barrel roll. Okay, he's protecting from the cheekiness if he tried to do something like kind of angling towards the corner of the board or something there. We got a 3K turn.
Yep, just keeping red safe, bringing in the others to engage.
Now, I like that he's not over pursuing here. He's not over pursuing. Just clear the stress.
Control the middle of the board.
Mm-hmm.
That's the easiest way to get firing arcs on people on the outside.
Clears the stress. We'll see what he prioritizes here. So only takes the focus, no stressing, no reposition. He's taking the risk here of taking a couple of range 3 shots. Or maybe the yellow might be a range 2. 2 hits coming in. And that Sonny Bounder adds the
That
additional
is
hit.
Sonny Bowder.
Sonny!
What? Sonny!
Sonny just brought that E-Wing shields down, or two of the 3 shields down.
Oh, man. We're going to need some nannies in the chat for Sonny.
Yeah, Sonny Bounder, if you have the same results after rolling, you add an additional one. And 2 crit. That's the game. That's 2 crits unblockable.
Wow.
Unblockable there.
Damage engine.
Oh, my
There
goodness.
goes the R4 droid. Shot him out of the E-Wing. Yeah, give the Wilhelm or whatever R2D2's noise that he makes when he gets shot. Wow.
Yep.
That was more of a cap. I'll try. Ooh, that is rough.
But I mean, best
I
case
would
scenario
call
showed up
it-
for Jan there that turn.
I would call it, like not just a luck, but he did natty roll both of those. So a little bit of luck helped him there.
We have some
Yeah,
reports. We have some reports in the chat
demoralizing.
of people losing all their points today. That that they have bet wrong on every single match this weekend. It happens. It happens.
Yeah, I have no points. I believe I've been betting wrong as well.
Dion,
Yes.
if I may, I'd like to ask you, Will, in the chat a question.
Oh
Okay?
well.
or maybe pose a
you're
controversy.
You're asking me to ask if you have permission to ask a question that I don't know if I don't even know what the question is. So I
You're
guess
just
I'm
gonna have
being
to
forced
trust
into yes. I'm gonna have to
Okay.
trust you. Ooh, buddy. Okay.
So you guys know that I play Rebels a lot. And one chassis that I love that doesn't see a lot of play is the BTL A4 Y-Wing.
Mhm.
I think we need a new hashtag sensors on the Y-Wing. 'Cause I think if you put sensors on a Y-Wing and you have things like fire control system, passive sensors, it opens up a whole new so many opportunities for the Rebels, and I think they need it right now. I think they need some shakeups. What do you think?
Well, so my first response would be, I mean, I'm gonna take the negative route, okay? Just to have the fight, okay? Let's have the fight. Yes, why wings with sensors would be better, but I mean, I think any slot in addition to on any ship is gonna make it better because you just get more options. But I mean, the Rebels, do they really need it? They had 3-4 ships in the top cut today. They do really well in hyperspace as well. I mean, do they really need more?
I think it's more about the chassis as well. And we do have an attack here. 2 crits are getting through on the E-Wing, and I think, or on Sunny.
Yeah, big hit there.
And it's a fuel leak.
Oh no, fuel
I
leak.
hear you.
Sunny going back. Let's finish this up here. Range 1.
Says Auto Blaster.
Mm-hmm.
4 dice.
2 hits. Looking for paint. Now got the 1 through. Still living on 1. Holding on. I can hold it. It's going to come down to the green cartel spacer. Just 1. Spends a focus for 2. Got it. Lives.
For now. Red still got a shot.
And will this 1 health M3A put the nail in the coffin for the Y-Wing? There's 2 hits out there. And the answer is yes. Oh, no, he has a focus? He's got sitting right there.
Yep.
He lives. It
No
lives.
problem.
Okay, back to your question,
Okay.
Jonah. One problem
So-
that actually was brought up in the chat is trajectory simulator, and Sabine in the same Sabine crew in the same faction could be a little bit risky business.
I see that. Yeah, I wish. When was the last time you saw a Y-wing aside from Dutch? A BTLA4 Y-wing, a BTLA4 for the Rebels in the cut.
Crickets.
Maybe Nora, like once
No,
in a
maybe
blue
Nora?
moon.
Nope. We have not seen Nora in a Y-wing. We haven't. She has a good ability,
Not-
but the problem is that you would, if you're going to take Nora, you just take the ARC 170. You just pay the extra
No,
points.
we saw Han Solo, Nora, and Dutch do well. It's kind of a one-off, but that was right when
Okay.
everybody was running concussion bombs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think it would even be that
I think
bad.
you
Like,
accidentally killed the E-wing. He still has 1 health left.
Yeah, this game's not over.
Whoops.
And make
I
sure
think
you
it's-
Concentrate
click
on
the name.
Y-wing.
Click the name to
Yep,
bring it
yep,
back to
yep.
life.
I don't know. Y-wings already have. They're getting new bombs all the time. They just got a new expansion pack as well, which will hopefully give them maybe a cool new title or maybe a turret, right? Something.
There is a different configuration of the Y-wing called the BTL, I think S2. Someone probably knows in the chat.
S3 is what
S3, BTL
Spitty
S3.
said.
It's like there's a quote in the Poe Dameron comic. It's the ship that broke the Empire's back is the BTL S3, and so I don't know. That could be cool. Maybe that'll give it the sensor slot right there. Well, no, that's not how second edition works, actually. So
No, it could.
I
No,
mean,
there are things that add
config gives you a
slots.
slot.
Yeah, there could be something
the
that
Star Wings.
adds a slot and takes away another. That's potentially.
and so that would be maybe potential to take away the trajectory simulator issue, or just make that a little bit more expensive because of the Sabine trajectory simulator thing. And ultimately it's an 8-hull ship with 1 agility. Like it's gonna melt really quick. So I don't know, just some food for thought.
Yep. It does compete points wise in the same space as a B-wing is one of the issues as well, and the B-wing is just better. Really quickly here, Gus asking, if you participate in more than one qualifier, do you get only 1 Sloan card? Correct. So the way the prizes are set up, there's a participation prize set, which everybody gets 1 of each of the participation prizes, which is the plastic Sloan, the paper warden, and the and your faction, not your faction, excuse me, your ranking pin, your final ranking pin, your best performance in the qualifier. I haven't seen a B-wing across the table since the pandemic. No lie. I've seen quite a few B-wings out there.
Yeah, 10 and Braylon are pretty
yeah.
popular.
10 and Braylon. 10 and Braylon, 10 and Braylon, 10 and Braylon. Give me stress. Do the stuff. Do the stuff. Do the stuff.
I'm really curious to see if Hera will work. I feel like it's just so easy to block an Initiative 6 B-wing. Like, so easy.
I mean, advanced sensors.
True that.
10 more points into a 1 agility ship. I don't
mean,
know.
it's I6. It's got to be a good investment, right?
I guess we'll see. I think she could be a good counterpart in like a 3 ship list kind of thing. Like instead of Han, Nora, Jake, maybe Han, Hera, Jake, and she and Jake kind of support each other. Would be interesting.
Okay.
Dasmo83 asks, TTS doesn't run on my computer. can I just buy a ticket, not play, and get the participation prizes? I mean, I guess. I mean, I would send it to you because you would. Yeah, I would have your address and all that. The ranking pin would be the weirdest one. I don't know what to send you. I'd probably send you the recruit one, right? That would be the right call. So I guess my official answer is yes.
Yes, money good. Playing good also, or playing also good.
Playing good is better. Playing is better? I'm confused. Anyway.
That's it.
All right. So unfortunately, that E-Wing did eat it there on the range 3 shot. Took that last damage. Chris Fraser falls here. The Rebellion taken out 2 rounds in a row by cornerback. Watch out. Esse just like over here smacking around the Rebellion with Torkel Mux and the boys.